Hey y'all, it is April 21st, which means it has been exactly 3 months since my bicycle accident and my traumatic brain injury. So I wanted to share with y'all that my eye is open. Very excited about that. Very grateful that I don't have to be one-eyed for the rest of my life because I was mentally preparing for that potential outcome. So my eye is it's open, obviously, and there are still limitations to my range of motion, so it's not fully working with my left eye just yet. The pupil dilation, is still an issue where it can't contract, but it's better than it was. It used to be super dilated and stuck that way, and now it can contract a little bit more than it ever has been. And same thing with moving left to right. It's able to move left to right more than it has been able to in the past, but it's not fully back yet. So it's all of that gives me double vision when my eyes are open. I have double vision, which means I've started vision therapy actually, because there's a chance that it will heal enough that my eyes will be able to work together again. Everything will come back and my vision will go back to normal. Or there's a chance, if that doesn't happen, there's a chance I'll need surgery. But that's okay because I have options. So I'm just so grateful that I have options now. And today was actually my last day of outpatient therapy at a local clinic called Two Trees here in Ventura. So I've had a great experience with therapy, both at Casa Colina when I was staying at the hospital, so living at the rehab hospital and going to therapy every day, and then outpatient therapy has been a couple days a week. And today was my last day. So recovery is going well. I'm about halfway through the 6 months. So all my doctors and therapists and sort of everyone in the brain injury community that I've met have all said, like, you have to give yourself a minimum of 6 months because brain injuries do take, the recovery process is pretty long. So you have to give yourself a minimum of 6 months, and sometimes it takes years. I've talked to other survivors who, it takes them years to recover. And so I have to give myself a minimum of 6 months, which means I'm halfway to 6 months, and very happy, obviously, with where I'm at because my eyes open and I'm feeling good and things are slowly getting back to normal. I was actually, one of my awesome therapists, who I think I mentioned last time, that she's a brain injury specialist therapist that comes over to our place once a week. She was able to get me a driving evaluation to make sure that, I can drive safely. Because I have double vision, I would have to patch my right eye and only use my left while driving. But my eyes were tested and I do have 20/20 vision in my left eye. So now I actually do a driving evaluation where I drive, and I'm with someone who this is what they do, and they're going to make sure that I can do so safely. So we've ordered an extra mirror for my car which eliminates the blind spot on my right side. So I'll be able to see. There won't be any blind spots on the right side of my car at all, which is great. So I won't have to do as much swiveling and turning as I would normally have to with my right eye patched. So I'm excited to potentially be able to drive because it is fully legal to drive with one eye. So in terms of the DMV, I don't have to do anything else, but we want to make sure that obviously that I can do so safely. So that's coming up. I may be able to start driving again next month. So I'm excited about that. I'm slowly coming back to work. My work has been awesome. My bosses have been super supportive with me kind of, taking the time I need to come back. I'm supposed to come back part-time according to my doctor so that I'm not overwhelmed by anything. I don't have headaches coming back or anything like that. So I'm coming back part-time and then eventually moving to full-time, assuming all goes well. So I'm excited about that. And again, work has been great. Bosses have been awesome. It's just so supportive. So, so that's happening. I'm going back to work more consistently part-time next week, since now my therapy is slowing way down. So I'll be able to I'll have that time in the day. So that'll certainly make me feel like life is slowly going back a little bit more to normal, which I'm very grateful for and happy about. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Next steps for me is getting a neuro-ophthalmologist appointment because I may be a candidate for surgery. And either way, a neuro-ophthalmologist is the one that sort of that is a specialist in my type of condition. So either way, my doctors and therapists have all said like that's what I need to do next is have an appointment with a neuro-ophthalmologist. So unfortunately, recently we've kind of seen sort of the dark side of our healthcare system because it's taken us weeks and weeks and weeks and hours and hours and hours of phone calls to even get in front of my original neurosurgeon team. So when my accident first happened, so when I was in bad shape, the doctors that were on my case were actually neurosurgeons because there was a chance I needed brain surgery, which thankfully didn't happen, but they were my original team of doctors. So it took us 3 weeks of phone calls to just even get an appointment scheduled with them. And so we were finally able to get in front of one of my original neurosurgeons, and she unfortunately was not able to give us a firm answer on what caused the cranial nerve 3 damage, if it was the brain swelling that I had or if it was the facial fractures that I had, because that was a question that other doctors had because that may impact my recovery. And so unfortunately they weren't able to give me a firm answer on that, but they just said, next step needs to be a neuro-ophthalmologist appointment. So and again, it's been now we're on week 2 of making phone calls, and like yesterday I was on the phone for 2 hours trying to get an appointment, and there's just so much hoop jumping between insurance and getting referrals sent. It's just, and my PCP has been amazing. Her team has sent referrals 4 times just for this, just to different neuro-ophthalmology offices. So 4 times they've sent referrals. I still don't have an appointment. So I'm still working on it because I've had offices send me to different, pass me off to a different office for different reasons, insurance being one of them. And then come to find that the original doctor did take my insurance. It's just on a case-by-case basis. So again, getting incorrect information kind of passed off to different doctors has been frustrating, and it breaks my heart because there are other brain injury survivors who have more serious conditions than I do, where they may have speech impediments, memory issues, cognitive issues, where they can't be on the phone for hours. They're unable to remember who they need to call next or what they need to do next. And it just breaks my heart that it's this challenging to get the care that we need. And I do even think that about myself. Like I had a traumatic brain injury. I have nerve 3 palsy. Like what more do I need to have to get an appointment? And the answer is the correct referral and insurance info in the right hands, because again, we've sent referrals 4 times. I can easily, I send everybody my health insurance information. I'm in many systems now. So we're still working on that, but I was able to actually connect with an old high school friend who is now an ophthalmologist in San Diego. So thank you, Rachel. She got on the phone with me, which was so sweet of her, and was able to give me more information in the context of cranial nerve 3 palsy, and was able to make recommendations on specific neuro-ophthalmologists that are great in the LA area. So that's what we're pursuing now, is trying to get appointments with those doctors, and hopefully we will be able to soon. So that's where we're at. Still working on getting those appointments, but recovery is going great. I'm very grateful for where I'm at, and that I now have more options with my eye. So again, just even having options is a huge relief for me, because again, I was, just even a month ago, I wasn't sure if it was going to come back at all, if I was going to be one-eyed. So very happy that I have more options now, and I may be able to drive soon, and I get to go back to work a little bit. So have definitely come a long way since 3 months ago. It's still, it's been hard to kind of look back at the pictures and video, and even my medical records, because I've had to send those around so much lately. it is kind of hard to look back at my original medical records where doctors were writing all these horrible things that, you know, that was true about me and my condition with a traumatic brain injury. It's hard to read because I don't have memory of that time. I don't have 2 weeks of memory starting with my accident, and it is kind of crazy to read just kind of how you know how rough things were, and, you know, kind of how messed up I was. So thankfully that's not the case anymore. I'm in feeling much better, much healthier, and yeah, got 3 months to go before the 6 months, but but I don't want to say it's an arbitrary timeline, but it's just sort of the minimum that all brain injury survivors need to give themselves. So I'm very happy to be where I'm at after 3 months. All my therapists have given me just awesome feedback, and they've all been great. So yeah, so if hopefully I'll get and be able to see a neuro-ophthalmologist soon and have more updates based on that, if I'll need surgery or not. So yeah, that'll hopefully be the next video. Okay, take care, y'all.